Some towns in America aren't on any tourist map because you're not allowed to set foot in them. One is so poisoned the government paid everyone to leave. One has been on fire underground for 60 years. And the last one on this list is a town so secret that even billionaires need permission to drive across the bridge. These are the 10 secret towns in America you're not allowed to visit. Welcome back to Untold 10. If you're into stories that sound fake but are 100% real, do me a favor, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one. All right, counting down from 10.
Number 10. Gilman, Colorado. Perched on a cliff 8,000 feet up in the Rocky Mountains, Gilman was a booming mining town for almost 100 years. Then, in 1984, the federal government shut it down overnight. The mining had poisoned the ground and the water with toxic heavy metals, and the whole town was declared a Superfund site, too contaminated to live in. Everyone was ordered out. Today, Gilman still sits there, frozen in time, perched on the edge of the cliff. Empty houses, a school, a company store, all slowly rotting. It's right off a major Colorado highway, and thousands of people drive past it. But there are fences, cameras, and signs warning that trespassers will be prosecuted. People have been arrested just for walking in to take photos.
Number 9. Eagle Mountain, California. Out in the desert near Joshua Tree, there's a company town built in the 1940s for iron ore miners. It had homes, a school, a swimming pool, a hospital, a full working town for thousands of people. When the mine closed in the 1980s, everyone left, and the town was sealed off behind private gates and security patrols. For a while, it was even used as a movie set and a private prison. Today, it's one of the most complete abandoned towns in America. The buildings are all still standing, but it's private property, heavily guarded, and you can be arrested for entering. Urban explorers have tried for years to get in. Most get turned around at the gate. Number 8. Times Beach, Missouri. This one is a genuine American horror story. Times Beach was a normal small town of about 2,000 people near St. Louis. In the 1970s, to keep the dust down on the dirt roads, the town hired a contractor to spray waste oil on them. What nobody knew was that the oil was mixed with dioxin, one of the most toxic chemicals ever made. The entire town was contaminated. In 1983, the government evacuated all 2,000 residents and bought out every single home. The town was completely demolished and officially dissolved in 1985. For years, the site was sealed off entirely. Where a whole American town once stood, there is now just empty land along Route 66. Number 7. Centralia, Pennsylvania. In 1962, a fire started in the coal mines underneath this small town in Pennsylvania. It never went out. The seams of coal under Centralia caught fire and began burning underground. And they're still burning today, more than 60 years later. Smoke pours out of cracks in the ground. The earth is hot to the touch. In 1981, a 12-year-old boy nearly disappeared into a sinkhole that suddenly opened beneath him, venting deadly gas. In the 1980s, the government condemned the entire town, bought out almost everyone, and even erased Centralia's zip code in 2002. A handful of stubborn residents were allowed to live out their lives there, but the town is essentially gone. The fire is expected to keep burning for another 250 years. Number 6. San Nicolas Island, California. About 60 miles off the coast of Los Angeles sits an island that the U.S. Navy completely controls. There's a small base community out there, housing, an airstrip, personnel, but the public is flat out not allowed. No ferries, no tours, no private boats landing. The Navy uses the island to test missiles and other classified weapons systems, so the airspace and the waters around it are restricted. Here's the haunting part. San Nicolas is the real island behind the book Island of the Blue Dolphins, the true story of a Native American woman who was left completely alone on the island for 18 years in the 1800s. Today, almost no civilian is ever allowed to see the place she survived. Number 5. Plum Island, New York. Just off the tip of Long Island, less than 2 miles from the Hamptons, sits an island that for over 70 years ran one of the most secretive government labs in America. The Plum Island Animal Disease Center studied the deadliest livestock diseases on Earth, including foot and mouth disease, which is so dangerous it's the only place in the country allowed to handle it. The island has its own fire department, power plant, and armed security. The public has never been allowed to land there. Any wild animal spotted on the island is killed on site to stop disease from escaping. It's been the subject of decades of conspiracy theories. The lab finally shut down its research in 2025, but the island stays locked down while it's decontaminated. Number 4. Picher, Oklahoma. Picher was once a thriving mining town of 14,000 people that produced half of the lead used in American bullets in World War I. But all that mining left something behind. Giant gray mountains of toxic waste called chat piled all over town. Kids played on them. Families used the dust in their sandboxes. Then the truth came out. By the 1990s, studies found that more than 30% of the town's children had lead poisoning. The ground underneath was so hollowed out by mine shafts that 86% of the town could collapse at any moment. The government declared Picher the most toxic town in America, evacuated everyone, and paid them to leave. The town was officially dissolved in 2013. Today, it's a poisoned ghost town nobody is allowed to live in. Number 3. Mesita and the Trinity site, New Mexico. Deep inside the White Sands Missile Range, an area larger than some entire states, sits the spot where the world changed forever. Trinity is where the United States detonated the first atomic bomb in July 1945. The ground there was so hot it turned the desert sand into green glass that scientists named Trinitite. That radioactive glass is still on the ground today. The entire missile range is sealed military land. You can't just drive in. The Trinity site itself is open to the public for just a few hours, only 2 days a year, under military escort. The rest of the time, the birthplace of the nuclear age is completely off limits. Number 2. Indian Creek Village, Florida. This one's the one that'll make you laugh and shake your head. Just north of Miami Beach, there's a private man-made island with just 41 homes on it, and it's the most exclusive address in America. They call it the Billionaire Bunker. The residents include Jeff Bezos, Tom Brady, and Ivanka Trump. Bezos alone reportedly spent over $230 million buying up properties there. The entire island is its own town, with its own government, and this is the wild part, its own private police force with nearly 20 officers for fewer than 90 residents. There's one bridge in, guarded by a checkpoint that turns away anyone who isn't a resident. They patrol the surrounding water with radar and thermal cameras. You could be a millionaire and still get turned away at the gate. Money alone doesn't get you in.
And finally, number 1, Mesa Huerfano, also known as Dulce Base, New Mexico. In the remote high desert of northern New Mexico sits the tiny town of Dulce, population around 2,500 on the Jicarilla Apache Reservation. On the surface, it's an ordinary, quiet town, but Dulce is the center of one of the most enduring secrets in America. For decades, people have claimed that deep beneath Archuleta Mesa, just outside town, there's a massive secret underground base, one that supposedly goes 7 levels deep. The story exploded in the 1980s when a man who said he worked there leaked documents and described things the government has never explained. Strange lights, unmarked helicopters, and reports of cattle found mutilated in the fields have followed Dulce for 40 years. The government says there's nothing there, but the airspace is oddly restricted. The questions have never stopped, and to this day, no journalist has ever been allowed to confirm what is or isn't under that mesa.
So, which one would you actually dare to visit? Team Centralia, the town that's been on fire for 60 years, or Team Dulce, the quiet town with something nobody can explain underneath it? Drop it in the comments, and while you're down there, tell me what hidden American place I should dig into next. I read every single comment, everyone. Subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll catch you in the next one.